Hi! Who's ready for all the juicy intel? What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hillary Alex here if you are new. If you are returning, thank you so much for watching. For today's video, I had posted a picture on Instagram and I was getting a ton of questions. And I just wanted to sit here, do like a little chatty story time life update with you guys and just give you guys all the details on what's going on in my life, and then any other questions that you guys had and wanted me to talk about, also opened it up to that. So without further ado, let's just get to the details because I know you guys are dying for it. So I have them on my phone, I screenshot them. There's quite a few, but let's see. Okay. So one of the questions is, what do you do? Your last post said it's a male dominating field. So from my previous vlog, if you guys watched that one, and I've talked about it before, I work in the aerospace industry. I work for a small company and I work in purchasing, so I do all of the buying, and we basically supply spare aircraft parts to the foreign military and government. So it's a super rad job. I really enjoy it. I got started in the industry because my mom works in aerospace and she kind of got me started. I started working just doing data entry and worked my way up to where I'm at right now. So it is a very male dominating field. Like when I went on that last work trip to Utah to represent my company, I was by far the youngest and one of the very few females. Other than that, it's like man city, like men everywhere, and it's just super common. And it's just interesting, like you don't really hear of a lot of people my age who work in the industry. So it has been super fulfilling for me, so it works for now. Do you have breast implants? I don't. These are all real. The real deal. I have no idea where they came from. I've had them most of my life. Probably when I was like 11 years old, if not younger, I started to get them, and it's just really bizarre. I'm 110 pounds and I had boobs and I don't know where they came from, but I'm not complaining. Not a question, just want to thank you for being open and honest. Thank you. You guys can always find that here with me. I feel like you guys are all my friends and I love that. I just know for me that like when I really connect with YouTubers, I want to feel a part of their life. And if you guys get that here with me, that makes me super happy because I feel the exact same way. So love you guys. Okay. What is the best thing a family member can do for their loved one in the midst of their addiction? I'm an Al-Anon now. Do you agree with detaching with love from an addict? This is like a really hard question for me to answer because I see it on like my end being the alcoholic, and I know that family members and Al-Anon deal with it in their way. I totally encourage people who are dealing with a loved one or just affected by somebody with a disease of addiction to attend Al-Anon meetings. They're super helpful. They provide so much support and insight on how to like deal with somebody in their addiction, because it's really hard to not want to be there, because it's really hard when somebody is struggling to be an outsider wanting to help and save them. But unfortunately, like people don't have that power over somebody with addiction to get them to that point. So it's hard to detach and set boundaries as far as like how you're helping, because sometimes if you're helping too much, you're just enabling that addict and stopping them from hitting that rock bottom that they need to hit in order to surrender and turn their will and their life over. So I would just suggest continue going to Al-Anon, and I 100% agree with what they're doing there. Personally, I know that it's hard to not get too invested because it's somebody that you really care about and you're watching them destroy their life, and like it's such a helpless feeling. But yes, that detaching with love could honestly save somebody's life. I don't even know if I answered that question. I know that I'm on the complete opposite end, and a lot of people had to deal with me and my disease, and I know that it's a helpless feeling, and I experience it even today watching people come in the program and relapse and leave the program, and like not being able to help them get it. Like, I could share my experience and they could, you know, listen all they want, but it's like, do you get it enough to want to stay, you know? And they don't always want to stay, and they don't always stay, and some don't make it. So it's just the reality of it. And pray and continue to take care of yourself and set a good example, and that's really all we can do. Okay. How are you feeling since your depression video? Better, I hope. Absolutely, I feel a lot better. Unfortunately, it's just like one of those things that comes in waves. Sometimes it can be really good and positive and spiritual, and then sometimes it's just down and dark and really hard to get out of or like work your way through. But I've tried to do it as gracefully as possible, and I feel like things have gotten so much better because I've been very active and proactive of recognizing what was making me feel that way and then finding solution to get out of it. And thankfully I know that today. Thankfully I'm aware, and I don't like to sit in my shit for too long, that I do whatever I can to feel better. And you know, like with anything, time makes everything better. So I just waited it out, and those experiences I always come out like with a new perspective or gaining some sort of new knowledge about myself and what's going on around me. So I am grateful for that, because every experience teaches us something, honestly. So it is what it is. It was a moment, and that's all it was just a brief moment in time, and I'm back and I feel better. But thank you for asking. Okay, what do you like to watch on Netflix? Anything entertaining and series that get you like hooked and addicted, because my attention span is like this big, and if it's not like catching my attention, I'll turn it off and never watch it again. So currently watching Ozark season 2, and then Atypical season 2, and what else am I watching on Netflix? I think that's all I'm watching on Netflix right now. Do you plan on staying with your same job after you graduate from college? That's a really good question. I find myself really conflicted because I've done so well in aerospace that I kind of want to like pursue growing and staying within the industry, because I've just found such a passion for what I do. And if you don't know, I go to school for psychology. I'm very passionate about psychology too. I love everything about it, and I want to pursue that as a career, but right now I'm like trying to support myself, and it's really hard to think about like future, even though I'm not there yet. But having to work my way back up again, like I just don't know how I could do that right now, because I need a job. I can't like have that lapse in between. So I don't know. For now, I love what I do. I'm gonna stay where I'm at because it's security and I have to take care of myself. So yeah. How do you cope with your anxiety and depression living on your own? I find it so hard. I actually enjoy living on my own because I do like my own space and be able to like be me in privacy, and like it's just super chill. Like I'm very independent, so I value like my space, and I've created like this little safe cozy spot for myself, and that's what makes me feel comfortable. Like if I'm having like really bad anxiety or depression, like I've kept my place like comfortable and cozy to where like I can be myself and feel my feelings and like still be okay being alone and like feeling the feelings, not letting them consume me, and then like doing stuff to keep me busy. Like I'll start cleaning when I feel really depressed or anxiety because it just keeps me busy, and then it makes me feel good like being in my apartment when it's clean. and like being able to lay in my bed or like out in the living room and knowing that like I'm in a clean environment, because if everything's chaos around my house, that's going to reflect like how I feel on the inside, and that's just way too overwhelming. So I've created this little safe spot for myself. I make sure that it's like semi-clean, you know? And then like finding a good series on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, whatever it is, bad reality TV binges, like a show that I can get wrapped up into and just like cozy up and be focused on that. That really keeps me occupied when I'm here alone. And then my dog, she kept me company living here alone. That was amazing, but she's currently at Brooks's house, which I'll get into. So she's not here right now, but I have a ton of friends that I can call up whenever I want and have them come over, hang out with me, or I get out of the house, I'll go shopping, get coffee, or go to a meeting. So for me, it really works because I've created this space that I like to come home to and that I enjoy and feel safe in. So I would just work on creating like a space for yourself where you feel comfortable. Saving money tips, give them to me because I don't have them. It's hard, especially if you're doing it on your own. I personally have to like know where my money's going because I have rent to pay, I have bills to pay, and if I don't have that taken care of, then I don't have any of this. So I really have to count on myself and rely on myself that the money is going to be there to take care of these things, and that's my number one priority. So I know every month what's outgoing, and I am aware of that, and I keep mental note of what's outgoing. I also have it like all written down, and I have it all saved on my computer just to show me like these are my exact bills that are going out each month, and those are priority, like I said. And then anything that's left over is groceries, gas, and necessities. And then honestly, I don't have much play money because it's expensive out here for a single girl in LA. It is not cheap. So that's my struggle, is like I want to create all this content for you guys, and you keep asking for like fall clothing hauls, and it's like I don't honestly shop that much because I can't. Like I am balling on a budget over here, and a sis struggles sometimes. Just being aware and not spending money unnecessarily is my best advice, but I'm still working on it. So I'm honestly not like a financially smart person. Like a girl needs help, so let me know. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Well, I try not to plan out my future. Brooks hates that about me. But honestly, I give it to God, and like day by day is what I'm living in because I have to. Like I don't know what's in my future. I just know that if I continue to do the right thing, that it's gonna work out the way that it's supposed to. And you know, I have all these like ideals of what I would want in 5 years, and I guess that would be marriage, maybe starting a family. I would hope that I would be graduated from college, progressing in my career, and just happy and healthy, honestly. I don't know what my future holds, but I'm very excited for it, so stay tuned. Is your anxiety better? Are you still working out? My anxiety comes and goes. It's definitely a lot better since that last video. Am I still working out? If I'm gonna be honest, I will tell on myself, and I have not been. Like maybe for the past month I haven't been working out. I haven't. I have no excuse. I really should. I know that moving and exercising helps with anxiety and depression, but I haven't. You are so inspirational. Do you have any goals that you're working towards right now in life? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. any goals right now. I'm just working on myself and doing a lot of self-discovery. I'm just recently going through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous again because I only went through them once before, like around my year 1, and then now I have 3 years. I think it's time to redo it, and I also got a new sponsor, so I want to have that experience and take them through with her again because I just feel like it's time, and a lot has happened from year 1 to year 3 that I think I can gain a lot of insight and growth from. I'm always looking to better myself, and I just feel like sometimes I've been making like the same mistakes over and over again, and I really want to focus on like figuring out what the root of that is, like where that comes from and why I do that. So I think just more self-discovery, more work on myself, and I'm just figuring some shit out right now. Okay, do you and your ex share your dog? I thought she was your doggy. I love your videos, by the way. Thank you so much. Bella was my dog before Brooks and I were together, but during our span in our relationship, he ended up falling deeply in love with her, and she took to him as well. So she kind of like became both of our dog when we were together, and she spent a lot of time out there at his house and back and forth between places. So when we broke up, she was at his parents' house, and they have a big beautiful house by the beach that she was staying at. They fell in love with her too. So she was honestly so happy over there. She loves it over there. She gets spoiled. She goes on walks. She goes to the park. Like, somebody is always home with her over there. And she has a doggy door, like she can go in and out to the backyard. And here I live in an apartment, and I'm gone from the morning till night at work. So she's home alone all day. My memory card just got full, and I had to find another one, and it took me forever, and now I'm stressed. Let's get back. I feel like the camera moved. How would you deal when your good friend makes a decision that you don't agree with? It's hard. It's really hard, but we can't control people, places, or things, unfortunately. Dealing with other people and their personalities can be really challenging sometimes because we all hold different views, values, and we're not always gonna agree with everyone. It's really hard when you don't agree and you're like want to control the situation and have that person see it how you see it, because sometimes we think our way is more beneficial or what they're doing is damaging or whatever, and we want to fix that. And the reality is that we more times than not can't, because people are going to do what they want to do and they're going to feel the way that they want to feel, and sometimes nothing we do or say changes that for them. And again, that's a really helpless feeling. So my advice for that is just acceptance and learning to accept people for who they are, willing to accept the fact that they're going to learn their way, and but also, like, you can always give your advice and your input if it's wanted. A lot of the time with my friends, I'll say, do you want my opinion or do you want me to just listen? And if they just want me to listen, then I'll just listen. If they want my opinion, I'll give it to them, and more times than not, they don't listen to it. But, you know, you could be planting a seed at least for when they come to that realization later, they've already heard it before. So it's a really helpless place to be in, but if you really love that person and you don't agree with them at the time, it's just learning to accept it for what it is. If you don't really care about them that much, then you don't have to be around them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A catch-up time with your girl. Let me know what videos you want to see from me. Let me know in the comments down below, like, what you're into and what you want to see in the future. or just leave a comment so we can chat. Also, follow me on social media. I have it linked down below in the description box. I love connecting with you guys on all platforms, so be sure to stalk me and to find me. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Love you.